after you write your answer, let me know if you know how to do that. Make it spin. Jazar, you don't know. You don't know, Jazar. You don't know. Oh, alright. Oh, alright. Awesome. Take a few more seconds to Okay, all right. Maybe one day y'all can show me. Maybe one day, but not today. All right. So is this an example of a revolution or a rotation? Really quick. Raise your hand if you. Is this an example of a rotation or a revolution? Let's go. Neo, I haven't heard from you. Is this an example of rotation or revolution?
It's an example of a rotation.
Good. What do you know? How do you know? What does a rotation do?
It goes around in circles without moving.
Yeah, a rotation spins. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be going over this again. A rotation spins. All right. It does not move. It just spins in the same area, in the same location. All right. Thank you, Dalvin. I appreciate it. And I know can't none of y'all do that trick. All right. And the best player in the world is LeBron James. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the atmosphere. All right. So yesterday we had a chance to learn about different parts of the atmosphere. All right. We went from the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere, which is like all the way out into space. Okay. We're going to spend today talking about the troposphere. The troposphere is important because that is where most or all weather happens. Okay? If you see a rainstorm, tornado, a sunny day, clouds, it all happens in the troposphere. Okay? So the troposphere is where weather happens. All right? And for everybody that's saying LeBron James is not the best and the saying Kobe, you did not grow up watching Kobe, and so you didn't even watch not one Kobe game talking about Kobe's the best. Anyway, so now I want to just ask you a question. What do you know about weather? Go ahead and share your response. What do you know about weather? What do you know about weather? What do you know about weather? Okay, it will change. The weatherman is never right. Some weather can be good or bad. That could be cloudy and hot. Every day that it will move. Okay, we getting some more stuff. If you see something that you like, go ahead and like it. Like that post. It changes up. It switch up on you. Amani, it will change every day. Great. There's more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in this chat. So I need a response. Who do I need a response from? Jarrell. No, I got one from Jarrell. I'm sorry. Trinity, Xavier. Who else we got in the chat? Thank you, Kishar. Xavier, I need a response from you. Destin is on there. Who else? Jazari, yes, with this beautiful picture. Thank you. Awesome.
Mr. Bangurah.
Go ahead and type what you need in the chat. Thanks. Appreciate you. Awesome. Yeah, so you all know a few things about weather, which is really cool. All right. So you know that it might change. It can get cloudy and hot. All right. Some weather can feel good or bad. Thank you, Zorian. All right. Weather is caused by air and clouds. It's very interesting. We're gonna learn more about that. Okay. Thank you, Trinity. Thank you, Dalvin. All right. And then we got this beautiful picture from Jazar. So let's keep it going. All right. So weather is the condition of air and atmosphere at any given time and place. Okay. So these are a few examples of weather. So I have somebody getting rained on. I have somebody in the most beautiful season, which is summertime. A group of people in the pool. I have this snow mountain has some lightning. Okay, and so the people who study the weather, they're called meteorologists. All right, and so whoever you're calling the weatherman, he's really called a meteorologist because they study the weather. Okay, and then this type of science is called meteorology. All right, so we kind of have to be good at being able to use both of them. A meteorologist is a person, and meteorology is what they study. Okay, so instead of saying never trust a weatherman, you could say never trust a meteorologist. All right, but that is what they do. They are always studying the weather. All right, and so real quick in the chat, if you've ever experienced this, it can be a boy or girl, right? You can go ahead and type in the chat that I've experienced that, or that was me, or you could just say yes, or if you've ever experienced that, go ahead and type that in the chat. Drew, like, yes. Great. Dustin said no. Okay. All right. So Drew, go ahead and unmute. When might you have experienced this? Drew, go ahead and unmute. Oh, okay. It's saying that you can. Thank you for letting me know. All right. And so the reason why you might have experienced this, Drew, and everybody else that might, every other probably girl on here, right, is because there's humidity in the air. All right. The humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. So really, it's almost like water is falling on your head, and so it's making your hair kind of blow up. All right, and so that's pretty much what's happening, and that is what we call humidity. All right, here's some examples of what humidity could look like. It can look like a fog. It can look like when you wake up in the morning and there's a little bit of like water on your window, on your car window, or your bedroom window. All right. And so these are some examples of humidity. All right. And so now, because we're meteorologists, we need to arm ourselves with the right tools. Okay. So here are some tools that you need in order to be a successful meteorologist. You might need a hydrometer, and a hydrometer is what you use to measure humidity. All right. So it's what you use to measure the water droplets that's in the air. And so this morning, I took a screenshot of what the weather was outside. And if you look right here, it says the humidity is 82%. All right. So the way that they measure humidity is through percentage. All right. So the more humidity that we have, the higher the percent that you will see like on a forecast. The next meteorologist tool is a barometer. A barometer is what we use to measure air pressure. So sometimes if you go hiking, you go high up in the mountains, right? You're gonna have less air to breathe because the pressure, they have lower air pressure. We're used to having a little bit higher air pressure, so the where we're at is a lot easier to breathe. All right. So if any of you play sports and your coach says that there's no air up there, there's no air down there, that's not true. There's actually a lot of air down there. So if you need to bend over and catch a breath, please bend over and catch your breath. Okay.
My coach says that to me all the time.
Thanks, Neo. Go ahead and type that in the chat. Appreciate it. So, and then the last one is a thermometer. Okay, Jabril said it happens to him too. All right. If you a thermometer, go ahead and type in the chat if you've ever used a thermometer. Go ahead and type in the chat if you've ever used a thermometer. Okay, got Aaron. All right, cool. Okay. So, let's go, Aaron. What did you use the thermometer for? Get you some points.
I had to use it for because I wasn't feeling too good and my mother had to do it, and plus I was so hot. My whole body was so hot.
Your whole body was hot, right? So you needed a thermometer to measure how hot you were. Okay, and so that is what a thermometer does. Thank you, Aaron. Let me go ahead and give you some points, some PBIS points, man. That was a great response. So I'm not even gonna know who that is. So if you need anything, that's Mr. Featherson. All right, Featherson, go ahead, Featherson.
I know how the news can tell what's the weather is the next day.
Okay. Can you type that in the chat and I'm gonna tell everybody what they use. All right. Thank you, Featherson. Great. So, yeah, you're using a thermometer to measure how hot you are. Okay. So if you're real hot, you're gonna need a thermometer. But if you're also cold, you can use a thermometer. All right. And so next thing that so a meteorologist they study all these things. They study temperature, humidity, and wind. All right. These are all weather variables. A variable is anything that changes. All right. And so weather variable is anything that can change. You can change the temperature, you can change the pressure, the dew point, the humidity. All right. So real quick in the chat, as a meteorologist, what is something that you really want to pay attention to tomorrow? Do you want to pay attention to the temperature, the pressure, the humidity, or the wind? What's something that you really want to pay attention to tomorrow? Okay, Neil said the wind. Okay, the wind. All right, so a lot of y'all want to see what the wind is going to be looking like tomorrow. So that could tell you maybe if there's too much wind, it might be a tornado coming, or if it was like raining in Baltimore, the wind can blow the rain all the way over here, right? And so it's different ways. All these things are able to change, and so meteorologists have to study all of them in order to really be able to predict the weather. That's why it might be a little hard for them to actually know the exact weather. That's to Neo. All right. So now you just gonna have some matches. Okay. So over the course of this lesson, we've had a few things that's come up and a few things that's come up yesterday, which you've already learned. So go ahead and try to match the pairs. Whenever you match, whoever gets to all 10 first and writes it in their notebook, you got to type it in the chat that you are done. Once you are done, then you get that extra point for today. All right. So far I got Amani, she got 6 tries. I got Drew, he got 1 match. Who's going to be the first one? Let's see. Okay, Jazari, she got a couple tries. You're going to write it in your notebook. You have to show me the notebook in the screen, and you get that point for today. Nia, I'm looking for Dalvin, Liam, Trinity, Jemiah to go ahead and get started. Keshard, I'm looking for you to get started. Namaya, Nevea. Okay, Jazari got 1 out of 10. Aaron Simon, Xavier Terrell, we're looking for you to get started, get some points by the end of today.